Imagine a battlefield, not just any battlefield. Imagine a narrow pass, a place where the land itself seems to conspire against the invader. Mountains rise on either side, their peaks touching the sky, creating a natural fortress. The sea is close by, its waves crashing against the shore, adding to the sense of isolation and impending doom. This is Thermopylae, the Hot Gates, a place where history was forged in the crucible of war. It's 480 BC, a time when empires clashed and the fate of nations hung in the balance. An enormous Persian army approaches, their numbers seemingly endless, like a tide of destruction. They seek to conquer Greece, to bring it under the yoke of their vast empire. But a small force of Greeks stands in their way, determined to defend their homeland at any cost. At their heart are 300 Spartans, warriors of unparalleled skill and bravery. Their king Leonidas leads them, a figure of strength and resolve. They are prepared to fight to the death, knowing that their sacrifice could change the course of history. This is their story, a tale of heroism and defiance. The Spartans knew this terrain was important, a natural bottleneck that could neutralize the Persian advantage in numbers. It would be difficult for the Persians to use all their soldiers effectively in such a confined space. They would have the advantage, using the narrow pass to hold the line against overwhelming odds. The Spartans were outnumbered, but they were not afraid. Fear was a luxury they could not afford. They were the finest soldiers in Greece, trained from birth to be warriors. They would sell their lives dearly, each one determined to take as many of the enemy with them as possible. This is a story of courage, of men who stood against impossible odds. It is a story of sacrifice, of warriors who gave everything for their land and their people. It is a story that has echoed through the ages, inspiring countless generations. It is the story of the 300 Spartans at Thermopylae, a legend that will never die. The Persian Empire was vast, an immense realm that spanned continents. It stretched from the fertile lands of Egypt to the rich valleys of India, encompassing diverse cultures and peoples. Its ruler, Xerxes, was a powerful king, known for his ambition and determination. He commanded a massive army, one of the largest the ancient world had ever seen. Xerxes wanted revenge, a burning desire that fueled his every move. His father, Darius, had been defeated by the Greeks years earlier, a humiliation that Xerxes could not forget. He wanted to crush them, to avenge his father's defeat. The Greeks, however, were divided, a collection of city-states often at odds with each other. Many city-states, fearing the might of the Persian army, surrendered to Xerxes without a fight. But others, driven by a fierce sense of independence, refused to submit. Athens and Sparta, the two most powerful city-states, led the resistance. They were determined to defend their way of life. They knew their freedom was at stake, and they were willing to fight to the death to preserve it. They would fight for their homeland, for their families, and for their future. The Persians, on the other hand, were confident in their superiority. They had never lost a war, and their army was vast and well-equipped, with soldiers trained for conquest. The Greeks seemed hopelessly outnumbered, facing an enemy that appeared invincible. But the Greeks had something the Persians didn't, an unyielding courage and a profound love of freedom. They were ready to make the ultimate sacrifice for their homeland. Thermopylae was a narrow pass. It was the gateway to southern Greece. The pass was only a few meters wide in places. Mountains and the sea bordered it. It was a natural choke point. The Greeks knew this. They chose Thermopylae to make their stand. They would block the Persian advance. They would buy time for the other Greek city-states to prepare for war. The Spartans were ready. They were ready to face the might of the Persian Empire. The Greek force was small. It numbered around 7,000 men. The Spartans were the best soldiers. There were 300 of them, handpicked by Leonidas. They were joined by other Greek allies. These included Thespians, Thebans, and Phocians. They were fighting for their homes. The Spartans were renowned for their discipline and bravery. They were trained from childhood for war. They were experts in hand-to-hand combat. Their shields and armor were the best. They fought as one unit, a terrifying wall of bronze and flesh. Their allies were also brave warriors, determined to fight for their freedom. Though outnumbered, the Greeks were united in their cause. They would defend their homeland to the death. Section 5. Spartan Warriors, Training and Tactics. Spartan boys began their military training at a young age. They learned discipline and obedience. They were trained to endure hardship. They were taught to fight as a team. Spartan hoplites were heavily armed. They carried a large round shield, a spear, and a short sword. They fought in a phalanx formation. This was a dense, shield-to-shield formation. It was very effective against enemy charges. The Spartans were masters of discipline and tactics. They were a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. Section 6, Day 1 and 2, Holding the Line. The Persians arrived at Thermopylae. They were met by the Greeks. Xerxes sent emissaries. He demanded the Greeks lay down their weapons. Leonidas famously replied, "Molon Labe, come and get them." The battle began. The Persians attacked wave after wave, but the Greeks held their ground. The narrow pass negated the Persian numerical advantage. The Spartans fought with incredible courage and ferocity. They inflicted heavy casualties on the Persians. Day after day, the Greeks repelled the Persian assaults. The Persian army was vast, but it struggled against the Greek defenses. The Greek warriors held firm. They fought for their homes and their freedom. Section 7, Day 3, Betrayal at Thermopylae. Xerxes was becoming desperate. He needed a way to break the Greek lines. A traitor, Ephialtes, showed the Persians a secret path. This path bypassed the hot gates. It led behind the Greek lines. The Greeks were betrayed. Leonidas learned of the betrayal. He knew the end was near. He dismissed most of the Greek army. He ordered them to retreat. He would stay and fight with his 300 Spartans. They would make a final stand. Their sacrifice would give the other Greeks time to escape. Section 8, The Final Stand, Courage and Sacrifice. The Spartans knew they were doomed, but they would not surrender. They fought with incredible bravery. They fought to the last man. Leonidas, their king, fought bravely alongside his men. He fell fighting, a true Spartan hero. The Persians were victorious, but they had paid a heavy price. The Spartans had inflicted thousands of casualties. Their sacrifice was not in vain. It bought time for the other Greeks to regroup. More importantly, it became a symbol of courage and resistance against tyranny. Section 9. The Aftermath. A Pyrrhic victory? The Battle of Thermopylae was a defeat for the Greeks, but it was a costly victory for the Persians. The Spartans had fought with unmatched courage and discipline. They had inflicted heavy losses on the invaders. The battle became a symbol of Greek resistance. It showed the world what a small force could achieve against overwhelming odds. The Battle of Thermopylae was a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. The Greeks, inspired by the Spartans' sacrifice, would go on to defeat the Persians in subsequent battles. They secured their freedom and independence. Section 10. Remembering Thermopylae, Legacy of the 300. The Battle of Thermopylae has become a legend. It is a story of courage, sacrifice, and defiance. It has inspired people for centuries. The Spartans' stand at Thermopylae is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, it is possible to fight for what you believe in. The story of Thermopylae has been told and retold in countless books, poems, songs, and films. It has become a symbol of courage and self-sacrifice in the face of overwhelming odds. Section 11. Spartans on Film 300 and Beyond. The story of Thermopylae continues to resonate today. This narrow pass, where a small band of Spartans made their legendary stand against a vast Persian army, has become a symbol of bravery and sacrifice. It has been featured in numerous films and TV shows. From early black and white epics to modern CGI spectacles, the tale of the 300 Spartans has captivated audiences for generations. The most famous depiction is the 2007 film 300. Directed by Zack Snyder, this visually stunning film brought the story to a new generation, blending historical events with graphic novel aesthetics. While not entirely historically accurate, the film captures the spirit of the Spartans' stand. It emphasizes their fierce determination, their martial prowess, and their willingness to face insurmountable odds. It showcases their courage, discipline, and unwavering dedication to their cause. The rigorous training and the harsh lifestyle of the Spartans are depicted with dramatic intensity, highlighting their unique warrior culture. The Battle of Thermopylae may be ancient history, yet its impact reverberates through time, reminding us of the power of unity and the strength of the human spirit. But its lessons about courage, sacrifice, and the fight for freedom remain timeless. These themes continue to inspire not just in historical context, but in modern struggles for justice and liberty. The 300 Spartans and their allies serve as an enduring symbol of what it means to stand against tyranny, even in the face of certain death. Their story is a testament to the enduring human values of bravery and selflessness. Their story continues to inspire people around the world to this day. From reenactments to modern-day events celebrating Spartan heroism, the legacy of the 300 lives on, reminding us all of the power of courage and the importance of standing up for what is right.